Okay, so I've seen the comments, I've seen the screenshots, I've heard everything that people have been saying. And at this point, Tekken 8 might be Mortal Kombat 1's worst nightmare. Welcome to the video. I'm here again, and I want to talk about, of course, Mortal Kombat 1 and Tekken 8. In this video, I'm basically just going to be running through, just getting some feedback from the community from my last video that I uploaded saying MK1 has fallen off. This video did very well for me. It's actually 2.1k views. People retained and watched through the video. We got 25 subscribers off this video, so I just want to say appreciate you guys so much for showing love for it. So I was like, all right, let's just do it again. Emmanuel just said he's a 500 sub. Remember me when you get big. I can tell you put a lot of work into your videos. It'll defo pay off. Hey bro, I appreciate you, Emmanuel, and if you guys want to be a part of it, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys comment on these videos, because it seems like YouTube loves user interaction with videos. So it seems like that's the trend for 2024. So make sure you guys leave a comment on this video if you have any issues with any of the things I say, or you just want to give some of your input on the whole Tekken 8 MK1 situation. And if you guys really want to see me play Tekken 8 or MK1 and see all the nightmares I go through live, make sure you follow my Twitch. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And if for whatever reason you think that you would like to see any of my anime reactions and that exclusive content, make sure you go subscribe to my Patreon. And if you want to keep posted with my schedules and when I'm posting things, or on Instagram is where you're gonna find most of the stuff of my YouTube, Twitch, all that. It's gonna be on my Instagram. Make sure you follow Discord for notifications when I go live or updates going on, or if you guys just want to talk to me, follow the Discord. Okay, let's get to the video. Okay, so right now, I'm gonna be honest. Tekken 8 is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful game. And it stands on its own and would be a beautiful game even if MK1 wasn't here. I believe MK1 is a great game, okay? Let me make that clear before anybody, because they may be misled by me saying, oh, MK1 is falling off or MK1 is dead or stuff like that. I don't think the game's dead. I think it's headed in that direction. It could be if they don't make necessary changes. And the thing is, a lot of the flaws that MK1 had, Tekken 8 dropped in, like, just showed what a polished game truly looks like. Yeah, it's the momentum for Mortal Kombat 1 is really crushed due to Tekken 8 releasing. But, maybe I'm not the only one that feels that way. I got decent with 2 characters, but after I got a decent win-loss ratio, it was gone. I'm not mad at the people behind MK or anything. I don't think I'll be back for this round of MK, but I'm looking forward to the next one. I hope they will take this fall into consideration and be better, like losing any ranked match. I know it's rare, but I love MK11 with the custom character sets and defensive bar and overall vibe. It goes on to say Tekken has made incremental steps over time. I say this iteration is the most drastic. While I have some issues with 8 overall, it's golden. When I play MK11 or when I play MK1, it felt more like Injustice frantic playstyle. It just felt a bit out. It's really not a bad game. It just has so many overwhelming flaws that just really take away from the core gameplay itself. And some people believe that gameplay is pretty much, all that is important in fighting games or games general is just the gameplay. But it's like so many things as far as presentation, quality of life, accessibility for your audience, and if you don't have that in another game that has just as good a gameplay or somebody that may be more suited for a high pace or more intense kind of gameplay, you're gonna kind of get exposed a little bit. Spacebar Video Production says, I've watched a ton of videos on this topic, and I think one of the things that has not been discussed yet is ranked is not very fun at MK1. So lobbies are jam-packed with casual non-fighting game players. If they win the first match, they quit. If they lose the first but win the second, they quit. If you grab someone more than twice around, get ready to be called things you've never heard of in your life. Maybe it's just me, but this is one of the actual main reasons I'm not playing MK1 at the moment. If ranked sucks, the game kind of sucks. That's my opinion. One thing I'll say is ranked in MK1, it started off as a best of 5, and then it went down to best of 3. Honestly, only thing ranked feels like is just running a set really. And if you look at like the rewards for ranked, it's not really worth it. In my opinion, I don't know about anybody else, because there's always something like in the ranks where I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. But then it's like, is it worth going through the rank grind to get this cosmetic? You know what I mean? Because it all comes back to energy of the game, worth fighting for. And to be honest with you, if the cosmetics were a lot better, maybe people would not have an issue with microtransactions or rank play. And rank play just, oh man, it just feels so, it's not fun. It's really like a grind of mental fortitude and who can hang in it the longest. Because when you get to a certain rank, like he said, there's just non-fighting game players or characters or whatever, and they come in here, they do just cheesy bullshit, but it's always been like that for the most part at low ranks. Then you get to another rank where it starts getting more and more meta, and then it gets to a point where you're just fighting just S tier characters that do the same repetitive gameplay over and over and over again. So yeah, ranked is not fun. Zaxiel says MK1 is dying because the game wasn't made for casual players. For example, look at Evasion, is boring as shit. NRS could have learned a lot from Tekken. Honestly, I don't think the Invasions really has anything to do with casual players. I don't even think a lot of casual MK players went through the crypt. I think more the casual players would get like into test your might, test your luck, stuff like that. Invasions, it wasn't a bad idea, but I don't think it was necessary to remove the crypt, because I think the crypt was like one of the staples that made Mortal Kombat. And it's like, if you're gonna have a lot of other things not working or missing, you can't have the crypt or, you know, certain things missing. And I remember for a while people were hyped about like Test Your Might coming back, and that never came back, and it was just like a little quick time event in the story mode. So it's just underwhelming, which seems to be a trend here. Combo Kenji said, your point about going to MKX after playing MK11 and being better at it happened to me as well. Like, MK11 really did a good job at teaching the fundamentals of NRS games, in my opinion, and for that I will always be thankful for MK11. I 100% agree. I don't know what it was. Maybe because the gameplay in MK11 was kind of so bare bones, and it was kind of just like boots to the ground, just Mortal Kombat, slow it down. It went back to the basics. It really did. It was a very successful game, and a lot of people loved it because of how easy it was. I think this was the game for casual players, and then you go to MK1, and the shift from MKX, okay, was very, I think, had a high skill level or a high skill gap. MK11, you could kind of get away with some things. Of course, you know, top players are top players. And then you go to MK1, where it's kind of like in between, kind of casual, kind of, you know, a skill level and stuff like that. And I just feel like it's a bad turn for the people that came along in MK11 that aren't really into the whole cameo system and how the game works, and it's a little bit more hectic. So and it's probably a bad taste for a lot of people that were expecting an expansion off of MK11. Miguel says, and why do you think I moved on to Tekken? I'll be back to playing the game consistently when Peacemaker and Homelander come out. The same thing with Street Fighter 6. I'll be back playing when Akuma comes out. Peacemaker is the most important DLC character of all of Combat Pack 1 because of the timing of him releasing right as it's going to be a full month of Tekken being out. It's going to be a really big deal, not only to have Peacemaker be fun and, you know, not to where he's a rinse and repeat type of player, and he's not overly annoying because, you know, some people were getting annoyed with Quan Chi, I believe, you know, because he is a zoner, and then you have another zoner or maybe a zoner coming, you know, right after that. You don't want to just completely deter people away. Also, they have to do more than just Peacemaker. It has to be a big change to how Mortal Kombat 1 is played, and if they're gonna do that, then hey, they'll do that. But they can't just rely on DLC characters to keep their game somewhat fresh. Eddie Gone Bonkers, it says, it sucks to see where MK is right now. Tekken 8 is fire though. they're struggling. Honestly, I think they would have been better just delaying the release at this point, because knowing that Tekken 8 was going to release a few months later after MK1 is just it's terrible timing, because of course every game has its hype and then it dies down a bit, and you know, right where they started falling, Tekken 8 just came in to take over. You know, it's tough. Migraine said, I felt like the issue with MK1, this is before I watch a video, is that there shouldn't be a tier list for how good or bad a character is. It should be measured on how much effort you put in to get damage. Yeah, I believe that. I believe more complicated combos should do more damage. Unfortunately, though, certain characters, you know, with scaling is actually how much damage can you inflict on an opponent in the least amount of hits. So sometimes doing less hits is actually more damage, but that's just kind of how scaling works. Tier lists are going to be in every fighting game, unfortunately. Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Smash, Brawlhalla, it's all going to be. In my idea, the way I see a tier list is how easy is a character to pick up. If I have an hour with this character, how far can he take me in ranked? You know what I mean? And to me, someone like Johnny Cage, and I always use Johnny as an example because he is the best character in the game. Johnny is very easy, doesn't use many resources, and doesn't have a whole lot of weaknesses. Probably his only weakness is that he, you know, zoning him out is probably the thing, but this is not a game where zoning is really a thing, and you can just throw Sub-Zero on and now he's invincible to zoning. So it's like, Johnny is very easy, doesn't use many resources, his buttons are very easily, his movement is very good, and he, you know, somebody that just is picking up the game can pick up Johnny Cage and compete with somebody that's been on a Kenshi for 2 to 3 hours. Now Kenshi is a very good character once you get him down. He is more complicated than Johnny because he has a, you know, a little bit harder combos and a little bit tougher of an execution. But Kenshi is an example of a character, if you put the time in, he can be very, very good. Some characters, unfortunately, you can put the time in and it's just like they're always going to be hindered by some weakness. Some characters, you know, don't have that much time, but they do have weaknesses. The thing is, I always base of who can I give the controller to, tell them how to play Mortal Kombat, and what character will they have the most success with quickly. And then for the higher tier, you know, players, you know, who can max out, you know, and show off the potential. Like someone like Rain is someone that a casual player is probably not going to have a lot of success with, but if they put the time in, this character is pretty fucking busted. But you know, unfortunately, you know, that's how tier lists are made. It's just like, what is the overall potential of the character? But how easy a character to use is also a factor. So that's why I have Johnny Cage is the best. But unfortunately, that's how it's going to be. Oh, look, it's Shaki Blue. Shaki Blue. He said, my personal opinion, Tekken dropping is the worst thing that could have happened to MK1 with how advanced and detailed Tekken is. Crossplay, ranked, no money needed to customize, hella ways to learn, Gamp play, it has so many boxes checked that a game in 2024 should have. MK won't fix meta, cameos were a cool idea but failed in the way they were designed, like you said. Don't get me wrong, MK1 is a great game in many aspects, but how the fuck are you not gonna have crossplay in 24? Like, come the fuck on. 2K beat y'all to crossplay. MK, that Jesus Christ. Okay, that's bad when he put it like that. It was just such an unfinished game to drop, and the gaming community is sick of being game testers, bro. Tired of it. I completely agree with Shock, 100%. I mean, me and him have talked about this before. A lot of people say crossplay is not make or break, but it's not even like, it's not like, okay, yeah, it's not a big deal if you're online playing by yourself. Crossplay is not a big fucking deal to you. But for people that, you know, there's a lot of people that just don't want to go drop another $400 or $500 fucking dollars for an Xbox Series X or a fucking PS5. They really don't, just to play with a friend. And they shouldn't have to invite them over so that they can play a game together. It shouldn't be like that in 2024. Like I said, 2K beat them to it. And 2K is fucking late, but it's 2K. So, oh my god, it's it's just like, come on, man. It's like, I don't know what's going on with NRS, bro. Negaballs said the light skin stare is crazy on this one. What are you talking about, dog? What? Come on, dog. Arnell Ariat said MK1 is not falling off. I think it's a bandwagon effect. One so-called good MK1 player / YouTuber posts one video saying MK1 is dying, and the rest follows suit like sheep. I think MK1's gameplay is still better than Tekken 8's or Street Fighter 6. Yes, MK1 has a lot of problems except the gameplay, but I don't care about those other petty things. I tried to like Tekken, but I couldn't. The characters are too cartoonish for me. I just can't take them seriously. The combat feels clunky, the rounds too short. He said the characters are a little too cartoonish for him. Okay, I mean, that's fair. I mean, I don't think MK1 is exactly the most realistic game. I mean, we do have a guy that fucking turns into a goddamn reptile, you know, and stuff like that, like shapeshifting, which is kind of weird. I mean, I understand where Tekken's characters are a little, you know, a little out there, but I mean, at least when you look through the roster, everybody just doesn't look like the same. I mean, honestly, this bottom left corner of this roster, hold on, I'll go over here. I mean, this bottom left over here, like right below me, Katana, cool. Melina, cool. Tanya, Tanya don't do nothing for me. Shang Tsung, his gameplay, ugh. Shao Kahn, cool. Sindel, you know, it's like, I don't know. I mean, they need a little bit more. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me, but everybody in this game kind of look the same to me, and they kind of like, I don't know. Some characters on this game feel clunky too. Look, listen, I love MK. The roster is, it's alright. Reckless said, I've sadly uninstalled this Mortal Kombat already, which is crazy. This is the first MK game I've ever stopped playing this quick. I wish it could have been a good game, but it's not. I'm trying to think of something. Of course I responded. You see I replied, but I didn't pull it up. It's hard to disagree with him, because it's like, other than the gameplay, just playing online versus someone is very fun, but it's like there's nothing else there, and it's like it doesn't take that long to see that, you know what I mean? So Tekken main here, I'm happy to see your 2.5D game sucks. I understand, like, he's a Tekken main and he's probably one of those Tekken fucking fanboys, but it's like, fighting games are fighting games. So it's like, to me, if you like fighting games, you like fighting games. I've never understood the whole thing of like, one game has to be dominant and the others just have to be squashed. Like, I don't get it. It's like, because if all of the fighting games are good, that I feel like that's more healthy for the community. Is Tekken's on top, MK1, like, which one is better, MK or Tekken? Like, you know what I mean? And they're like both crazy good. They're both full of content. They both got everything, you know, stuff like that. So I feel like that would be better, but you know, some people are fucking diehards. I don't know. Glitches. Cameos are too hard for casuals, unfortunately, and the majority of fans are casuals. Yeah, I was saying this. I think cameos are. It's not that they're hard, because if you put the time in, you can kind of learn the cameo system pretty easily. But for people that don't want to learn the cameo system, there's no alternative. So it's like they just have to deal with it. And if they just have to deal with it, they'll just throw on Serena and just fucking go for it, which is kind of annoying. But it is what it is, right? And then we got Five God Trizzy. Mortal Kombat not. Oh, hold up, my fault. Let me read this the way he would read it. Mortal Kombat not dead. Y'all just put too much. That's the wrong too. Too much on stupid stuff. Oh, there's no crossplay. Oh, the online is whack. When you only play with someone sitting next to you, don't see none of those issues. I love the game. It's a typical fighting game across, but it's not make or break for a game at all. I think they just would take crossplay away. They would take crossplay away. It's console wars for a reason. You want to play with me, get a PS5. I just want to see someone make a better game. I'll wait. Bro, what? I don't even really know what he's saying. Basically, he's saying, bro, go make a better game. The gameplay's fun. That's all you should care about. Nigga, I paid fucking $70 for this shit. It better be a full fucking game. I shouldn't have more I shouldn't have more content in MKX, a game that came out, what, 10 years ago? Come on, dog. You're tripping. CrossFit Warrior says, nah, bruh. MK1 legit sucks. The team fumbled the bag. No, now, I know what you meant to say. Relax. No doubt. You paid $60 for an incomplete game. Thank you. That's just heinous. Mine is, oh, he says that has heinous microtransactions and limited customization of characters. Tekken dropped with everything in the game that it was supposed to, and you can customize everything about your character for free. And the best part I've seen so far, no microtransactions. I can't say anything. Tekken, as far as microtransaction and customizations, is just leagues and leagues above. And Tekken 8, I believe, has less customization than Tekken 7 did. So it's like, but still, it's very fucking cool that you can literally just make your character look like a completely new character. I think that is so fire. Oh, Fitzpatrick says they released 3 game titles in a row, and their franchise needed to go to other blah blah blah. Sorry, chat. I've been chat. I'm not streaming. They released 3 great titles in a row, and the franchise needs to go to other levels, not rely on the same formulas. If they weren't going to overhaul the system, at least give the audience huge filler. As is, there is a lack of content, and what we're left with is a grind. One is to love MK as a hardcore MK follower. The main play is grand, but the invasions leveling up system is tedious. The story is also rubbish. It's a rehash, alternate plot line, and for long-term players, is some serious character assassination. So yeah, now one of the problems that I see with MK is Tekken and Street Fighter build off past games. MK or NetherRealms, they like to just revigorate and just reinvent a whole new game, which when the game comes out, you can see that it's a whole new game because there's so many bugs and so many things like that. Now I understand like the combo strings and stuff like that, they shouldn't all be the same because they want like a whole new like balance of the game. You don't want to have Liu Kang or fucking Kung Lao or Sub-Zero or whatever. You don't want them to be good for fucking 15 years. You know what I mean? I understand that, but as far as certain mechanics in the game, instead of just overhauling from MKX, overhauling to MK11, overhauling to Mortal Kombat 1, you're going to take a lot of hit and misses, and I think this is a big miss with the cameo system because for one, I don't think the cameo system should just be the staple of the gameplay. I think it should be a game mode. I think this game should have came out with just 1v1's cameo mode, and I think it should have came out with a 2v2 mode. I think if you have all 3 of those at launch, I think people will be like, bro, this game is fucking insane. You literally have like a duo that you go online to play with. Imagine that would have been fucking insane. And the thing is, okay, you drop it post-launch, it's not launch. There's never going to be more eyes on a game than when it first launches, and I've never understood that with games. Why wait until after the momentum of the game has left to make it a good game? That I've never understood that. I don't understand this trend. I don't get it. That pretty much wraps up the video. I hope it wasn't too long, but I'm gonna leave it at this. Mortal Kombat 1, you guys gotta get something going. Like, and I'll probably make a video to talk more about this later. For Peacemaker, because Peacemaker is gonna be dropping soon. There's a lot of things that need to be changed for this game to get back on the map. And the thing is, let's be honest, the momentum of Tekken 8 is going to drop a little bit. It's going to drop. That's just how it goes. The games start here and they kind of coast down, and they want to stay in like a middle ground. The problem is MK1 went like this and this, and now they're just, and then DLC, this, DLC, and then further down. So it's just like they need to find a way to keep themselves at a steady pace, and the only way to do that is to change the core of the game, either overhaul and make, you know, a whole bunch of cameos different, make them easier, speed up the cameo speed, you know, stuff like that. So other than that, guys, appreciate you guys. All right, I gotta stop talking. I'm talking too much. I've been talking for 30 minutes straight. Jesus Christ, love you guys. Peace.